Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I have just a little update video for you regarding my collection and my channel. And I do have a few cards that I want to show off at the end as well. I just got back from a trip to Austin, Texas. I was down there for a business conference, had a really nice time. My wife joined me as well, sort of a little vacation for her as well to just relax. My cousin actually lives in Austin, Texas, and I was able to meet up with him and his wife and son for an evening. We went out to eat, so it was really nice seeing him. I only get to see him maybe once a year, so that was really nice. I did manage to post 4 videos last week. The reason why I was able to do that is I recorded all those videos ahead of me leaving for my business conference. Now, normally on Thursdays, I do a Greg Asks video where I do a sort of a video response to a question that Greg over at Midlife Sports Cards asks on his Monday videos. But since I pre-recorded all those videos that I posted last week, I wasn't able to check out Greg's answer and do a video last week. So I'll probably be doing another Greg Asks video this coming Thursday. And for the last, I think it's been 15 months now. I can't believe it's been that long. But for the past 15 months on Wednesdays, I've been doing a video series in which I take a look at the top 10 most valuable cards from a particular vintage set. I started with the 1980 set, and my last video was the 1911 T205 set. So I think I've pretty much run the course of most of the major sets from that time period. So for now I'm putting an end to that series, and I wanted to start a new series of weekly videos, and I wanted to get away from concentrating or focusing on the price or value of vintage cards. Now, there's some importance or value in knowing what the price of cards currently go for. If you're looking to buy cards, you want to know what they are currently selling for, and if you have those cards, you may want to know what they may be worth. But I wanted to get away from focusing on the money side of the cards and just on the cards themselves. So this coming Wednesday, I'm going to be starting a new video series in which I'm going to be taking a look at my top 5 favorite cards of Hall of Famers. Now, I'm keeping the list of Hall of Famers to the vintage period. So if the player's rookie card came out between 1948 and 1980, I'm going to be doing a video series on them and letting you know which 5 cards of that player are my favorite. Now, I'm going to be keeping the list rather manageable, so I'm going to be going off the PSA Basic player registry set for that player. So I'm not going to be getting into regional issues, other non-mainstream issues of that player. That could just get too complicated to look up and decide which may be my 5 favorite cards of that player. So yeah, it's basically going to be their tops issue, maybe a Bowman card if they have a Bowman card, possibly a Leaf, the 49 Leaf if that falls into their basic registry set. And of course, the rookie cards that are later in the vintage period, like a George Brett or a Ricky Henderson from 1980 tops. Of course, I'm going to be looking at some of their cards that go into the 80s and even into the 90s as potential cards that are my favorite. And so their basic registry sets may include Donruss and Flair. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. But each week I will pick a random player. I think right now I have an initial list of 40 Hall of Famers. And so I'll pick a random name for the first video. And at the end of that video, I'll spin the wheel and let you know what player I'll be focusing on the following week. So I hope to have this as an interactive series of videos as well. So not only will I'll be showing off or talking about the 5 cards that I find to be my favorite of that player, but I hope that you in the comments put which 5 cards are your favorite. And possibly for the following video, I may do a recap based on the responses and sort of do a tabulation and find out from all of you which are your top 5 favorite cards of that player. So hopefully it should be fun. Again, I want to get back to the cards themselves, regardless of the value. What cards do I like the most of a player, and hopefully find out which 5 cards are your favorite for that particular player. So really looking forward to that new weekly video series, and that'll take the place of those top 10 most valuable videos for my Wednesday videos. With that, I think those are, oh, the other thing is, I think it's been over the last 2 months, I have not bought many cards at all. With a small hobby budget, I've just had some things come up. I'm sure over a course of a year, you probably have certain situations where you may have to, devote some of your hobby money to other things that come up. Well, September was my son's birthday, so I used some of my hobby budget to get something for him for his birthday. Then in October, it was my wife's birthday. And then so far, this first half of November, I took some of my hobby money and, had a nice time down in Austin, Texas with my wife. So certain things came up that just used some of my hobby budget. So hopefully with these last, roughly 6 weeks till the end of 2024, I'll be able to buy some more cards for my collection. I have to admit, I do miss receiving those nice packages in the mail, knowing that I got a little present of a card that I bought. They haven't been coming in as often as they have been, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. So I still have that goal of trying to finish my 1978 Topps set, so we'll see if I'm able to do that. There's some other things that I'd like to pick up as well, maybe by the end of the year, although it's not really critical that I pick them up by the end of the year. But as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do have some cards to show off. One is a gift. One is another example of sort of a hit and miss, I guess, with my 1978 Topps set, and a couple updates there, and actually another gift that I received in the mail. So let's go check out those cards. All right, earlier on I mentioned Greg over at Midlife Sports Cards. If you haven't checked out his channel recently, he not too long ago celebrated 2 years of doing YouTube content, and he was doing a little giveaway in which he did a custom card, and he partnered with Penny Sleever to do some mailings and things like that. I think he had 250 custom cards that if you were interested, he would send you one. I was actually a couple days late in watching that video, and I noticed how many comments there were, and I thought for sure he'd be all, have set aside all 250 of his cards for people that were interested. But I put my name in and gave him my address, and sure enough, I guess I was one of the 250. So here's Greg's custom card here, Captain Midlife, and I asked that he did sign it for me. So this is one of those tobacco cards that he loves the pirate type tobacco cards, and that's a great image there. Great job there, Greg. And so there's a code there for again, he partnered with the Penny Sleever, and so there's a code here that if you want to order something from the Penny Sleever, in fact, this is a semi-rigid holder from the Penny Sleever. This isn't, I don't, not a, paid advertiser or anything for the Penny Sleever, but the Penny Sleever did send sort of their custom card as well in one of their top loaders. So I have a Penny Sleever top loader as well as a semi-rigid. And I do have to say that, again, we're not talking about some great new technology here, but I do like the look and feel of these top loaders. I don't put a lot of cards in these semi-rigid. I do have a bunch of them just from receiving cards in the mail and things like that. Obviously, when I get to the point of sending in some of my cards to get graded by PSA, I'll be using these semi-rigid holders. So I may choose to pick some of these up when I'm ready to submit to PSA, but I definitely could see myself picking up when I need some more top loaders from the Penny Sleever here. Just I don't know, just how clear the plastic is. I don't know how well they'll hold up over time, but just even the feel of them, they feel better than some of the generic ones that normally I buy. So I think the next time that I need some top loaders, I will be putting an order in with the Penny Sleever. Again, this is just my personal opinion here. I'm not being paid by the Penny Sleever, but I know that the owner, in fact, we connected, I think, on Instagram already, and he's a fellow collector, so he knows what we are interested in as collectors. So definitely go check the pennysleever.com. There's their address right there, the pennysleever.com. And I guess it's really open to everyone, I guess, but if you use the code Midlife by the end of 2024, you can get 10% off your order. So definitely go check them out. And again, Greg, thank you for sending me your custom card. I will be putting that with all the other YouTube cards, custom cards that I have in my collection. All right, the next set of cards, when I did my latest 1978 Topps update video, I mentioned that I'm down to 2 cards, and that there were some other cards I was waiting to get in the mail that I picked up. One of them was the subject of my rant video that I did, which may be, I don't know, a month old now, and talked about the Reggie Jackson record breaker card, where the seller, I guess, had multiple copies, sent me a different one from the image in the listing, and I sort of got a little bent out of shape that I got the wrong card and all that stuff. Well, I did replace it. He did send me the money back, and I found this really nice copy here. And here is the back, well centered as well on the back. So yeah, suits my needs here. I finally got one. If you recall, the one that I got was severely, the Reggie Jackson was almost at the very, very bottom of the card here. It's not perfectly centered, but again, this is the type of card that I was looking for, and which that original listing had, and I did not get that card. So I ended up getting this other one here. I think I paid maybe the same price I did for the other one, but happy now to have that Reggie Jackson in there. And one of the other ones that I didn't have at the time I did my 78 Topps update video I was looking for the Rod Carew. And the Rod Carew was giving me a little bit of fits in terms of finding a well-centered copy and without ink marks and all that stuff. Well, I did get one, and so I wanted to show it off here, if I can get it to focus. Come on. I don't know why it's deciding not to focus here. There we go. There we go. So really nice centered copy there. Hardly any ink marks at all. Nice clean copy. Here is the back of the card. Overall well centered. Pretty sharp corners. Very happy with this Rod Carew. It took me a while to find the right copy, but I found one. Now, the other one that I was waiting for in the mail, and actually I thought that it was lost in the mail. It was sent PWE from Massachusetts, and I had ordered it, and of course PWE, there's no tracking. So I was waiting, I was being patient, and it had been close to, I think, close to 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And I said, wait a minute, something's going on here. I didn't receive the card. I don't know if it got lost. And he said, well, let me know if you got it. And I said, okay, I'm willing to be a little bit, more patient, see if it comes. Well, sure enough, it finally came in the mail after about 4 weeks of being in the post office. Who knows where that envelope went? It should not have taken 4 weeks to go from Massachusetts to central Pennsylvania. Well, my excitement quickly turned to frustration again. I mentioned that Reggie Jackson, which I got sent a different card from the listing. This is the Willie McCovey card that I received. And come on, how about we focus here? There we go. Okay, as you can see, this card is full of ink smudges. This is definitely not the card that I purchased. So, again, I didn't get bent out of shape. I contacted the seller and said, hey, I'm looking to put together a nice 78 top set. This obviously, and I sent pictures, this obviously isn't the card from the listing. I did check. He didn't have any other Willie McCovey 78 cards for sale. So it's not like, oh, I had 2 or 3 listings and I goofed up. So he said, well, let me check. And he said, well, I probably just sent you a different copy that I had. Now, I don't know. I don't know why someone would post an image, and it said in the description of the listing, it said you will receive the card in the picture. So it wasn't a stock photo. It clearly said I would receive the card that is listed and shown in the description of the listing. So he said, let me check. I probably just sent you a different Willie McCovey that I had. And sure enough, the next day, without any further correspondence, he sent me my money back. So now I'm back to needing 3 cards. I need to replace this Willie McCovey, and I still need the Eddie Murray rookie and the Paul Molitor Alan Trammell dual rookie cards. So instead of needing 2 cards, I now need 3 again, because I need to replace this Willie McCovey that, again, is just not up to my standards for my set. This thing is riddled with ink marks. I mean, it's fairly well centered. The corners are decent. I mean, everything else about the card is not bad, but I don't want a card with ink blotches, and the one in his listing was this well centered, sharp corners, but it was nice. His uniform was all white. Down at the Giants, it was nice and clear, all that stuff. This is not the card. And so he refunded my money and didn't ask for the card back, so I'm keeping the card. So yeah, I'm back to 3. Now, to end on a good note, a happy note, I had someone reach out to me via email. He watches my videos and comments occasionally. I don't believe he's a content creator. His name is Mike. Mike, if you do have a channel and create content, please let me know, because I definitely want to give your specific channel a shout out. But I think he just comments, watches videos, and comments on videos. And he bought a box of Allen and Ginter from 2024 and pulled one of the foil cards. I think he said he got a hot box full of foil cards, or maybe one in each pack, something like that. And he got one of Wade Boggs and wanted to know if I had picked one up yet, and if not, he'd like to send it to me. And I haven't gotten around to picking up any of the 2024 Allen and Ginter cards. So I said I would love that for my collection. And so here it is. He sent it to me. It came while I was down in Austin. Just love that image that Topps used for this year's Allen and Ginter for his base card. Just that smile there, of course, in a Red Sox uniform. Love the overall design there of this year's Allen and Ginter. And of course, this is the foil version. And here's the back of it. As usual, Allen and Ginter cards are for the base. Nothing really to it except, written out career statistics. But really cool image. So Mike, thank you very much for sending me another Wade Boggs card for my collection. So I'd like to end on a good note here with a cool Wade Boggs card and not focus on that Willie McCovey card that I now have to replace for my set. So with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.